Kamen Rider X8's first episode just aired, and it's a really exciting first episode. The character Imu Hoji or Hoja, I'm really bad at pronouncing Japanese names, of course, but yeah, his backstory is one of the most, I think, personal stories that Kamen Rider has released in a while, because as a kid he was in almost a fatal accident, but his doctor that saved his life, it gave him inspiration to becoming a doctor, and that's why he's here now. Now, backstory on, you know, what the villains are and stuff. All we know is that 5 years ago, I guess a secret director at the hospital designed what is called the game driver and Asuna or something like that. She's looking for a character named M. M is a genius gamer, but no one knows who he is. Spoiler alert, it turns out to be obviously the main character, because who else could it be? And I think that's actually where the show really improves, because the way these two characters meet is because of a kid named Sota who Imu is responsible for taking care of. Sota runs away, you know, they bump into each other. Imu becomes really attached to Sota because he sees a bit of himself in Sota. So he wants to help him, but, you know, Sota has a virus that, you know, is created by the bad guys, and, you know, Asuna is getting in the way of that. Monster breaks out because apparently what the virus does is it consumes people when they're feeling distraught. I don't know, it just feeds on their emotions, but it's also gonna kill them if it fully takes effect. And because of the situation, Imu takes it upon himself to henshin into Kamen Rider X8. Now, this is where the video game aspect of the show really shows its strengths, because the effects and the sound work are perfect. There is a really slapsticky thing when he transforms into Mighty Action X level 1, where he looks like like an SD Gundam in a way. Like, it just becomes like a CG fest. It's not as bad as some other CG effects in the past, but it's still not as good. But once he but in this fight, he knows the game, because, you know, he's a genius gamer. So because he knows the game, he's playing the game as he's fighting. So he gets a power up, and that power up allows him to defeat the enemy. So it makes me think, like, because of all these video games, they're gonna have like, they're gonna find clever ways to incorporate a video game and a fight at the same time. So I'm looking forward to future fights. He defeats the level 1 monster, but then it grows into like a level 2 monster, and he's forced to, you know, level up. And that's when you see like his real form, like his main form that you'll probably be seeing a lot more often, hopefully. I hope they kind of just like skip over level 1, because those fights just, I don't think, work for like a over and over and over again period. So in level 2, it's just like he's just way faster, way stronger, and every time he does a hit, you see like a hit side effect. Now, I'm thinking back to old like the Adam West Batman series, when you see like punch, pow, kick, you know. You see that hit sound effect, and you hear the hit sound effect, and it's like from a video game. And right before he's going to use his rider kick, which is the best rider kick in a very long time, because it reminds me of like an he's like in a fighting game where he has like a massive combo kick string. But right before he's going to use his final kick, he blows into the Gashikon device, replicating, like, you know, blowing into the old cartridges, which is really nice touch. My final thoughts on this episode, like pros and cons wise. Pros is that the main character is great. It sets up the other writers pretty well. Like you see who they're gonna be. You know, it doesn't pussyfoot around. The effects of the fighting and the transformations and such, they're just perfect. They sound so well done. Like, it just fits fluidly. And the fact that this series can get kind of, from its first episode, mix medical and video games at the same time, and not, it's kind of like a weird like fighting version of Trauma Center, if you get that reference. Yeah, the effects are just well done. And the only cons I really do have from this episode is that there's just way too much slapstick comedy, too much over the topness. It kind of is a weird tone. But yeah, those are the only pros and cons. Like, those are the pros and cons. I urge you to check this out. This is actually like one of the first series that like hooks me on episode 1. Like like with Ghost, episode 1 didn't grab me as much. It was cool, but like I'm like, why would I? You know, what's episode 2 gonna hold? Drive was very slow at the beginning. This is a very fast-paced show, so I'm hoping to see where this show goes. Anyways, guys, I'm Nero, signing out.